Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to episode 312 of the 4,000 Question Challenge. Do you have confidence in newspapers? It depends on the newspaper. Some I do, some I don't. Do public officials really care what people think? No, they care about their donors and about getting reelected. Very few politicians actually fight for the people. One of the only ones I can think of, a couple of ones I can think of are like Bernie Sanders and AOC. What is your confidence in the police force? Zero. It is a racist institution that needs to be radically reevaluated and reconstructed. Do you worry about terrorist attacks? Not in the least. Known disabilities, would you abort or give birth? I suppose it depends on the disability. I'll be honest, it's a more nuanced question than is being proposed here. It is not as binary as this is. But there are disabilities that I feel that are life-altering to the point where someone cannot take care of themselves or never will be able to take care of themselves. That might be something you want to think about. Would you report a rape or sexual assault? Yes, yes, and yes. If I knew about one or it was my own, yes. I've been there. I didn't report it because I was a kid. You need people to step up and help those who have suffered such horrendous, atrocious things. And if you know about one, step up and do it. How much do you think people should get for something like silicone breast implants that they chose, but that ended up being dangerous to their health? Well, if, for example, they knew there was a danger to their health, they went in knowing this, and then there was a danger to their health that was within the scope of the risk they had assumed intentionally, it shouldn't be a great deal. Enough probably to get the thing reversed. But if they underwent some kind of procedure and were told that there was no risk or did not know there was a risk, and that there was a risk, or they ended up being revealed that there was a risk, there should be much higher. If it's simple malfeasance in the sense that the people putting forth the procedure had not done due diligence, and so the people that undergo the procedure have adverse life events, there should be a fair amount of money coming towards them. But if there's actual negligence and like somebody knew this was going to go wrong, but they did it anyway, there should not only just be reimbursement, but there should be criminal prosecution. Do you support the death penalty for persons convicted of murder? I do not support the death penalty ever, under any circumstances. Not for Pol Pot, not for Stalin, not for Hitler, not for Putin, not for the shit given nobody. How should we be dealing with the terrorist issue? It's a crime. You deal with it like any other crime. That's how you handle it. Also, let's look at the roots of terrorism. Why are these people committing terrorist acts? Sometimes, like in the case of America, like the domestic terrorism, it's a lot of the time it's an angry white dude who feels entitled to hurt other people who don't abide by the way he thinks they should abide. Those people are horrible, and they should be thrown in prison forever. But sometimes terrorism is a response to the political upheavals that their countries are undergoing because other countries in the world have economically or politically injured that entire nation of people. So maybe we shouldn't screw with other people's nations economically or politically. Maybe we should make sure that every person in the world has civil liberties and human rights. If we did that, we would get so much more benefit per dollar than going to war and trying to bomb people to passivity. And lastly for this video, do you think the location of battered women's shelters should be unpublished? Yes, though I think that people who are battered should have shelters, whether that's women or men or non-binary folks, depends. It doesn't matter how you want to, how anyone that wants to identify themselves in any way should be safe and should be off the radar if they so choose, because a lot of the time their abusers will be relentless in going after them. Sometimes because they just simply feel entitled to hurt them at will, and sometimes because they want to silence them from ruining their lives because they're criminals. Um, so yeah, we uh, we should make sure that they have shelters that are off the radar so that they're safe. That's important. So thank you for being here for episode 312 of the 4,000 question challenge. I hope that you will be here for episode 313.